Now, let's take that situation. Start by being Drykers. If you were Drykers, what would you conclude could be the reason for this girl not following your instructions? What did you say? Who? Okay, so you've already gone in the... by the way, primaries are going to be quick to do that. You're going to think about the alternative, and the alternative is they cannot process this information because they have some sort of issue with their auditory processing, and therefore they have no ability. They're not choosing not to hear your message, or understand it. They have no choice in the matter. And that's a competing hypothesis. Yep, good one. Now, what would Drykers say, however?
Trying to be boss, controlling.
Again, sorry.
Trying to be boss, controlling you.
Could be a control thing, but if you read the words carefully, you'll see that's probably they are, but not because of boss.
Literal, yeah.
There's some key words in that scenario that tell you what Drykers would say. Yeah, they want recognition, but they all do. But this one says, nearly always ask for clarification before getting on with it. So that tells you it's not power. Once they get what they want you to sit with them and talk with them, so they want you to recognise them in terms of attention. So Drykers would say it's an attention-seeking procedure. They are choosing subconsciously not to interpret that information because they know that they can ask you and you will come and sit next to them and say it again. And then they will get on with it. Why? Because they want you to do it next time. They reinforce you. Again, they don't understand what they're doing, but they reinforce your intervention because you just gave the junkie a fix. So you have ensured they'll do it again, by the way, because you gave them attention. So that's what Drykers would say. Very different view of the world. So it's not that they haven't got the wherewithal to do it. Of course they have, says Drykers. They're choosing not to utilise what they've got the capability to do. But then Drykers is so extreme, it even says some things that we put labels on are chosen pathways. Well, let's play the game. First of all, how would you figure out which of those competing hypotheses is more accurate? Either it's the kids choosing to control your behaviour and gain recognition from you by displaying helplessness, called learned helplessness. They're displaying it, you come, you help them, they give you the reward by trying for another few minutes, but then they need more recognition, so the next thing they call you over again. Drykers. Auditory processing says, no, that's not it at all. They haven't got the ability to process this amount of information in this form, therefore they've got no choice in this at all. They're not doing anything with a strategy or even subconscious. They're just dealing with their ability level or capabilities. How are you going to check it out?
I think what you said there is one of the key things, that as soon as you move away, they stop. That wouldn't be more than processing sort of thing. That is the attention seeking, that they won't do it unless you're sitting there with them.
I'm just seeing the words at that carefully. I think it says they get on with it.
No, but you just said that in your explanation.
Yeah, no, that one would be easier. Yeah, this one doesn't give you that clue. It's just at the beginning of every activity they seek your assistance to understand the instructions, and you don't know. And then they get on with it once they get that personal one-on-one. Yep.
Can I just clarify something? I'm a little bit confused at the moment. Are we at the moment talking just about these D students?
Yes.
Because some of these examples seem to be more minor than what you would...
Which one are you thinking?
Well, A, B.
Oh, well, B is in there because it actually doesn't fit Drykers at all. I put it in to fool people, so
but we're still...
Let's go back to A and we can deal with A.
Are we still thinking...
No, because A will fit in Drykers. Let's try it. Have a look at A.
But if I'm taking your definition right at the beginning of our time, the D is the student that you can't manage within the normal classroom, that you have to exit. So
and A would go out eventually because they would do it repeatedly and repeatedly, and no matter what punishment you went, you go up to the next level and then the next level and the next level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where, so some of these simple things like clicking a biro or tapping the table or rocking on your chair, Dreykus would say, could be aimed at gaining teacher recognition. That's why they'll stop once you do it, and that still puts them in here because they do it again. And then they do it again. You've already spoken to this person a number of times. They clearly know it's a problem. So why would they continue to do it once they know it's a problem? Dreykus has his answer. We will have another answer. We'll say they're kinesthetic learners, and in fact it's going to help them concentrate. Now, let's come back to the other one, and then we'll go back up. Let's go back to the one we're doing, which was D. How many of you have designed some sort of intervention to figure out which of the two alternative hypotheses are most accurate? Is it an unknown subconscious motivation to gain your attention, or is it the kid hasn't got the ability to process the language? How are you going to know?
I've got two groups of my grade who actually fall into both, one each in those categories. I've got the one that does it for the recognition and attention, and then he goes off and do the work, and then I've got the other one who just can't process information. So
how do you know the one who can't process isn't saying to you, you can give me all the help you like, but you can't make me achieve? You never can. So, because Dreykus has a way of dealing with everything in the world, and the person who used to promote this in Australia would drive you crazy because the whole world was seen this way. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make you, as professionals, see that there are at least a couple of explanations, but as professionals you should be able to do something in your classroom that's going to give you a bit more information to make some judgment. That's all I'm asking you. What can you do in the next week in that classroom that will give you a better insight? It's going to lead you down this path, because the treatment's going to be very different. What would you do?
what about showing assessment with teachers?
Okay, we'll move. Excellent. So maybe if it's just linguistic processing, that's what the group behind you also said, maybe we'll give her instructions in pictorial form and see if that's going to carry her through. If she can't, then we know she's either got two deficits, both visual or she really is attention seeking. That might be a possibility, and then you might try something else. I don't know what else. What?
Can you discuss with other teachers whether this is a consistent pattern, and if they're in PE and they have no following instructions?
Yes, that's very clever. So you go to another situation which may be perceived as less threatening and more enjoyable, and she may want to engage in more readily, and see if she processes language any differently there. That's very clever. Simple. Gather more data. That's one of my headings. Gather more data. So I might go and speak to the PE teacher and they might say, no, she never has any trouble understanding what to do here.